Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of I
Wonder.
Wednesdays. Today we're talking about football. Is my eye shaped like a football? My eye doctor said my eye's shaped like a football. What the heck is he talking about?
So, as we're gearing up towards the Super Bowl and the Chiefs are in it, Go Chiefs. We have some things that people talk about that drive us crazy. And astigmatism is one of those things because you get reactions all over the spectrum. The first one is like, oh my gosh, what's astigmatism? Am I dying?
Right, yeah.
No, you're not dying. Astigmatism is the most common reason that people need correction. So eyeglasses, contact lenses, those kinds of things. Astigmatism is the most common reason for that. Not nearsightedness, not farsightedness, astigmatism.
And pretty much everybody has astigmatism.
Yeah, almost everyone has at least a low level of astigmatism.
Right.
Why is it so much worse than nearsighted or farsighted? Astigmatism affects both. It causes a slight amount of blur that will confuse details at every distance. So if you think about a child that's learning and they're trying to determine whether it's an O or a C or a D or a Q, all of those are round shaped letters and all of them have very small details that tell you what letter it is. And if those small details are slightly out of focus here and across the room, then it gets much, much harder for that child to recognize the differences between those letters. So astigmatism, it sounds crazy. It sounds bad. Sometimes it sounds silly because people will be told that their eye is shaped like a football.
Yeah.
And it's my least favorite description of astigmatism. I describe astigmatism. You may describe it differently. We'll both describe our method.
Yeah.
This is the back of the eyeball. Light is supposed to focus right on the center. And what happens with astigmatism, some of that light focuses too early, and some of that light focuses too late. But none of it, it doesn't focus all at the same time. So what we're doing when we correct for astigmatism is we're moving this light that's focusing too early back to where it's supposed to be, and this light that's focusing too late forward to where it's supposed to focus, so that you have, instead of two fuzzy images that your brain is trying to make sense of, we're making one solid single image and focusing it right where it's supposed to be.
I kind of talk about the way that we fix that is by using two different powers in your prescription, in the contact lens or in your glasses. And those two different powers have to be in exactly the right spot. That's why it's a little more difficult or challenging to wear contact lenses or to fit contact lenses when you have astigmatism. But it absolutely can be done.
Yeah. The whole football thing, to me, that means, okay, when you think of a football, that really hard point out at the tip. I understand where the concept came from. If you take a football and stand it up, this curvature is different than this curvature. And that's an exaggeration, but that's the same thing that's happening to the eyeball. This curvature and this curvature are slightly different, and that's what focuses the light in the wrong spot. So when we put a contact lens on there, we use lenses that use a whole bunch of different ways to center, but we need that lens to center up and stay there. If it rotates or moves around on the eye, then it's not going to focus the light correctly. And so, but we have great options from daily disposables, multifocals, rigid lenses. We have options for almost anybody that wants to try contact lenses, even with astigmatism. But it's not as bad as it sounds.
No, you're not going to die.
And it's not as silly as saying your eye is pointed like a football.
Yeah. If you have other questions, leave comments below. Let us know what other things you might be curious about right there.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Catch you next time.